Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I'm your host Stan Rattan, known as Stan the Wine Man, and this is a blue collar wine program where I want to help you spend your wine dollars wisely. I mean, look, money's valuable. We don't want to blow it on a bad bottle of wine. So, hopefully these reviews are helping you, hopefully you're enjoying yourself, hopefully you're watching and enjoying the programs. I'm still working out the details. I need to work on my interviewing skills. I interviewed Bill Powers, I watched it. It was okay. The stage wasn't set up right. I didn't lower the seat. I should have been head to head with Bill. I mean, I looked like I was towering over him. Looked like I put on a little bit of weight. Side view wasn't so good. Yeah, those are things I have to take into consideration. I need to consult some of my folks who have volunteered to help me film these. I do these by myself, which is a little bit more difficult. I like to do blind events, but guess what? To do a blind tasting, I got to remember to tell my wife, bag them up, number them before she goes to work. She goes to work at 8 in the morning, or I got to go to work if I'm filming these at lunch, and then I got to have somebody bag it there and number them and all that stuff and explain to them how to do it. I'm going to do a few more blind ones, I promise. I like those myself. I know they're enjoyable for you guys, so I plan on doing more of those. Today I'm going to do some wines from Uruguay. How many times have you had a wine from Uruguay? Now, believe it or not, the only thing I've had from Uruguay is Tannat. Red grape, Tannat, that's the name of the grape. Mostly done in Mataron, France, in the Basque region, by the Pyrenees Mountains, kind of, southwest France. And there, they blend it with Cabernet Sauvignon, I believe, and Cab Franc. Anyway, they blend the grape, but it is very unapproachable. It needs to age at least 5 to 8 years. Unless you want a real chewy, tannic wine. I have been trying to get my hands on one. I am dying to have a big, rustic, chewy, tannin wine. Have you ever been there? Sometimes we want those. But when they're done in Argentina or Uruguay, they tend to be a lot more approachable, a lot more tasty. I asked a guy one time, I was actually recommending a Tannat from Argentina, and he goes, you know what I think it means? It means to not drink. Evidently they make some bad ones from Uruguay. I don't know. Haven't tasted these yet. We'll find out. We're also going to do a Sauvignon Blanc and an Albarino, which is kind of interesting. I've never done those from Uruguay. So let's get started. Let's get started with the Sauvignon Blanc. Now Uruguay, I'm seeing more of those wines come our way. You probably, if you shop at Safeway, Albertsons, one of those, your local grocery store, you're probably not going to see a Tannat on the shelf, or any wines from Uruguay for that matter. So you probably need to go to your local bottle shop, some local wine guy, and find it. If you're in the Pacific Northwest and you're looking for these wines, depending on how I feel about them, and if you even care how I feel about them, these are distributed by Unique Wine Company out of Renton, Washington, I believe. Renton or Seattle, same difference, right? This is a Garzon Sauvignon Blanc, 2013, Uruguay. It rolls in at $16. Now, $16 is not cheap for a Sauvignon Blanc. I have a hard time with the $18 Sauvignon Blanc, especially since you can get so many from New Zealand for a steal. $12, $13. Now, that depends on if you like New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. Of course, I understand. I get it. Maybe you like Sancerre. They're a lot more expensive out of the Loire Valley. They roll in at 25 bucks. So, I understand this is a deal if you're thinking in that terms. But it depends on the style you like. Do you like more minerality? Do you like more grapefruit? Do you like more lemon lime zest? Do you like more acidity? Those are all things that come into factor with Sauvignon Blanc. But let's see what this Garzon Sauvignon Blanc has to offer. Let's see what we get on the nose. Right off the bat, grapefruit. I'm sorry, just grapefruit and grass, like cut grass mixed with grapefruit, a little bit of the grapefruit pith, rind part of the grapefruit. A little bit of lemon, of course, which is not uncommon. I like the nose. I don't mind the grapefruit rind, pith, fruit part, if they're all combined. I love the cut grass on Sauvignon Blanc. So Uruguay is considered New World. I mean, they certainly haven't been producing wines as long as Italy, Spain, France, South Africa, those types of places. So it's New World. You don't expect to get a lot of minerality on the nose on this, and we're not. You get a little bit of melon, a little bit of a coconut. I like the nose. It's not predominant grapefruit, not over the top. You know, sometimes those New Zealand, I swear you could do a blind grapefruit juice tasting, throw a little vodka in all of them. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a grapefruit juice and some of those New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs. It's crazy. This does not go there. Let's see what we get on the palate. This is nice. It's got a lot of grass. There's a little bit of minerals, not a lot. Kind of a round, like melon, grapefruity grass, cut grass. And the part of the grapefruit, it's like a white grapefruit more than a pink grapefruit. Kind of that nice round, ripe, white grapefruit notes. Nice balance, good acidity, very refreshing on the palate. Nice kind of cutting finish, is really dry, which I like, but still it's got a little bit of that sweeter, riper grapefruit pith notes, like a little bit of the rind part of it. So like that quite a bit. A little bit of a kind of a bubblegummy thing going on in the center, like bazooka type bubblegum thing going on. I like it. Pretty good at $16. It's nice. I mean, I'm actually surprised. I've never had a Sauvignon Blanc from Uruguay. This is my first time. I'm a Sauvignon Blanc, Uruguay Sauvignon Blanc virgin. I've just been de-virginized by Garzon. And it's good. I like it. I'm going to give it a B. I think it's good Sauvignon Blanc. Let's move on to the next one. Albarino from Garzon. Albarino, of course, is predominantly from Spain. Another old world country. 2013 Albarino Garzon. This also rolls in at $16, which is not a bad price for an Albarino. I'm a big fan of Albarino from Spain. You can get some pretty good ones around the same price. Let's see what we get on the nose with the Garzon Albarino Uruguay. A little subdued. I'm getting like more like mango and papaya skin, which is interesting. What is up with the coconut? Did somebody inject coconut oil in my skin when I was a kid and it just kind of hangs there? I'm getting so much coconut out of whites lately. Just that coconut meat. It's not like a really strong coconut, you know what I mean? Like just the meat part of it, you know, just that feeling. I don't know, it's hard to describe. There's some, you know, some tangerine elements. Melon for sure. It's not super perfumey. I mean, it's there. It's good nose. It's not highly aromatic. Yeah, good temperature for tasting. Yeah, I get a hint of tangerine on it. Let's see what we get on the palate. I like that. Definitely tangerine, a little bit of mango skin, papaya skin, not the meaty part of the mango and the papaya. Tangerine is there. Very mellow. I mean, it's a mellow wine, but it's got good acidity. I mean, it's not like grippy acidity, like cut your tongue type thing, but it's there. It's fresh, nice and fresh, nice and lively on the palate. Yeah, a little lemon lime thing going on. A little like a pithy finish, you know, like the pulp of the skin of some of these the citrus. Interesting little, just a tiny little oily characteristic on the mid palate, which I find very interesting. It's a nice wine. It's not like super outstanding, big, powerful flavors, but it's nice, it's fresh, it's delicious, it's clean. I could see this going with mussels, clams, oysters. I could see it going with a noodle dish. Certainly not too acidic for that. You know, I can see it just sitting out on the deck, man, enjoying the beautiful weather, you know, sipping a glass of white, cooking dinner, whatever you're doing. This is a nice bottle. It's 16 bucks. Yeah. I like that one. Like it. I'm going to go be on that one also. Like it a lot. Let's move on to the next one. So here we go with the Tannat. My pick of the month down at the store is Don Rodolfo Tannat from Argentina, Mendoza. Very nice bottle of wine for $10. This is going to go for a little bit more. This is 19 bucks. From Uruguay, Garzon Tannat, 2012. There you go. Curious about these. I've had a couple of Tannat from Uruguay that I've been really excited about. Haven't tried this one yet. Let's see what we get on the nose. Definitely expressive aromatics. Almost like a tarry, black currants, blackberries, very dark fruit. Almost like a little bit of a, that alcohol is screaming at me, even though it's only 13.8. That's if they're being entirely honest. Interesting, almost a beet, like you know what a beet is, right? Well, beet, B-E-E-T. Almost like a beet characteristic. Blackberries, black plums, currants, a little bit of beet action, a little bit of tar. Not a heavy tar, not like just like an old tar, like you know that smell when the sun kind of comes out and kind of hits it. Just barely get that. Yeah, nice nose, nice aromatics, very interesting. Not something I've caught on a lot of red wines in recent memory. Very unique. But that beet element, I think, mixed with those black currants and the blackberries and the black plums, I think that kind of makes it a unique sort of aromatics on the nose. I get a little bit of bark too, a little bit of bark action like beauty bark. Let's see what we get on the palate. Very, very, very soft. Very soft on the palate. I mean, it's got really nice currant blackberry notes. The beauty bark edge kind of comes through. I get a little red flower element on this one. It is soft. I mean, it's like it's not like flabby soft. I mean, there is an element like the red flowers, kind of the brighter red flower element comes through. A little bit of attitude on the back side, maybe a little bit of leather, a little grippiness on the back end. I'm kind of confused about this wine because it's very tasty. I'm going to give you that. It's delicious, soft, but at the very back end it kind of shows a little attitude, a little red violet thing coming through. Definitely the blackberries, the black plum. The tar is not really as predominant on the palate as it is on the nose. I mean, it has, I think what it lacks for me, the only thing it lacks for me is complexity. I mean, you know, that layer of flavors that are kind of, complexity is just this thing where, you know, there's, you know, different layers that kind of show up on different places on the palate. You know, somebody's a complex personality means, you know, one minute you see him this way, next thing he's that way, and you know, and he's doing this and that and that and that. You know, that's a complex personality. I mean, somebody that's, you know, somebody that's complex has more details to it. And I think this is, it's not boring, don't get me wrong. It's just kind of the same from front to back until you get to the very end, then it shows a little bit of attitude. It's 19 bucks. Okay, I'm just telling you right now, you can find a few $19 wines out there that have more complexity, might be good, but I can see a lot of you liking this wine. It's not heavy. I think it would be a good summer red, barbecuing hamburgers, eating hot dogs. I think it would be a great bottle of wine. Certainly not a budget wine. I don't consider a $19 bottle of wine a budget wine, I'm sorry. Anything, it has to be under $15 to be like a wine you just go down the store, grab it to have hot dogs and hamburgers, a little bit of pizza, whatever you have. This doesn't fall in that category. I'm gonna have to go C+ on this. I think it's a great wine. It's above, no, excuse me, take that back, reverse it. It's an average wine, better than average wine for the price. I could go B-, it's hedging on that, but for that price, I don't, you know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you would feel you're getting the best bang for your buck. Well, there you go, Garzon, unique wine company, Seattle, Renton, Washington. If you're in the Pacific Northwest and you're looking for this wine, you'd like to try the Sauvignon Blanc, the Albarino, the Tannat, you know, tell them, Unique Wines carries it. Now, if you're outside of the state of Washington, do your research. It's up to you. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you will have nice plans for Memorial Day weekend. It's coming up quick, a little early this year. So, till next time, cheers, and here's to keeping the snob out of wine.